Hey guys, Brent Porcio, TopVelocity.net, and I put together another velocity quick tip for you. Sorry, I'm coming out of the locker room here, just dealing with space. Got a lot of guys in there right now. But I wanted to talk about the radar gun. I think the radar gun, kind of like the quick tip I did on the football, it can help us and it can hurt us. I think if you use the radar gun as kind of a way to show off, or to always consistently every day want to find out how hard you're throwing, I think you're going to hurt yourself. You don't want to pick this thing up and just try to light it up all the time. You know, this is an important subject because, you know, this is the expensive stalkers, but they've got all the cheap models out there that are fairly accurate. So anybody can get their hands on it for a pretty affordable price. So what we have is a lot of guys with radar guns, and they're constantly, more than likely, I can see them in their garage, in their backyard, just trying to light it up all the time. And that can be a problem, just because there's a good chance you won't warm up correctly that day, or you don't need to be turning it on every single day, meaning like letting it go, throwing lights out is 150% of what you have every day. It's not good, specifically if you don't have rest or you've had a little pain. So I just want to kind of cover here in this velocity quick tip how to use this radar gun effectively in increasing your velocity. Now, your velocity is not going to go up, one day after the other. Velocity is something that it has to come through, you have more power production, which is going to come through your muscle development, which is going to at least take, I'd say, 2 weeks for your body to build it up, for you to break it down and your body to build it up again. So, maybe getting on the gun every 2 weeks to see where you are, maybe that would make sense, but I don't think it's necessary. I think once a month, to me, is enough. Maybe twice a month is enough. But to use this for your benefit would be to not just try to light it up. Where I use it, and where it's actually a part of the throwing program, the 3X velocity system, and the 3X pitching velocity program, is you're using it to actually see what adjustments are effective. Or when you're getting better, say with hip to shoulder separation, or in your load with your force vector, is it showing on the gun? Because there's one thing about mechanics, and I wrote an article called Analysis Paralysis, is we tend to get caught up in each frame of our delivery, and what happens is we kind of lose track of time, and we forget that, wow, this is also a ballistic speed, power focused movement. So if I get caught up in the mechanics and the robotics of hitting all these mechanics, then I'm going to slow down, because I'm not focusing on my momentum, my speed through my delivery, my speed mechanics. So I'm going to slow down. So you might be thinking, wow, I'm getting better at my force vector, but it's not showing up on the gun. More than likely, it's because you have sacrificed a mechanical position for the loss in acceleration or speed in your body. So that's kind of the game we play I play as a velocity coach. As I'm implementing good mechanics, I have to make sure that I'm also keeping the athlete moving explosively at the same time. So that's where the radar gun can help you. So you're sitting there going, man, I'm really getting good at hip to shoulder separation, and you go in the gun and it's not showing it to you, then that should tell you, yeah, maybe I'm getting good at it, but I'm not doing it explosively. Maybe it's a little bit too much controlled, and it's not a part of the entire movement. And that's a big difference in mechanics. And I think a lot of guys get lost and kind of give up and get frustrated when they're making mechanical adjustments and they don't see it in the results. And more than likely, it's because they're not focusing on the speed. And guys, I don't care what coaches say, we're power athletes, we're speed athletes. The faster guys throw harder. Look at guys like Lincecum. Little bitty guy, incredibly fast, throws very hard because he uses his whole body. So if you're going to use the radar gun, when you get up in a position, and you're working through the 3X velocity system and 3X pitching velocity program, and you're working on hip to shoulder separation, and you're getting better at it, that's when you use the gun. And you don't use the gun to light it up. You're just going through that delivery 60, 70%, and you're going to look at it and see how your times are changing. And you'll see it. If you're able to implement a component more effectively with speed and acceleration through that component, you're going to see the result, I promise you. I mean, that's where this is almost a science. I mean, I can sit down with this radar gun and I can put a guy in a position and make sure he moves through it fast. Sometimes I'll actually assist him by using bands or a push or other ways I have of doing it, and I let them see the velocity increase. And then I ultimately say, look, if you can hit that component, hit more separation through the speed that I kind of showed you through assisting you, then you can actually hit that speed on the gun that you just hit without my assistance. Or ultimately you doing it yourself. You going, wow, okay, it showed I know I got more hip to shoulder separation. Say I did video analysis, I can see I got more hip to shoulder separation. It didn't show up in the gun, but I can also see as I kind of slowed down. So I'm going to try to do the same thing, accelerate through it more effectively or more explosively, and I guarantee you when you do that, you're going to look at the gun and you're going to see the difference. So you're not really trying to throw the ball as hard as you can every time to see how hard you threw. You're actually using the gun to show your measurement. So I was 65 on that drill, and then when I implemented the good mechanics and the speed, I went to 68. All right, then that tells me I did that correctly, and your body will remember that. Once you see that affirmation that I did that correctly, both in speed and mechanics, you'll go, okay, then I'm on a track here. And I'm telling you guys, that's really the key to the 3x pitch velocity program in using the radar gun. It ultimately is going to give you the benchmarks and show you where you're doing it correctly. Because if not, it's just guesswork. And if it's guesswork, guys, you're not going to get better because you're not experienced enough. So this can be your coach if you use it correctly. So that would be the velocity quick tip for today. This would be for all you guys who have my 3x pitch velocity program or you don't have my program. This is a big tool if you use it correctly, and if you don't use it correctly, it can hurt you. So be careful out there. And I wish you guys the best, and I'm going to have some more quick tips for you.